It is June 26th. It is day 185 of the Heatwave. And it's early AM. It's just gone 6. Yeah, 6:04. I fed the cats. I've cleaned up after the cats, which was on the wall. I'm feeding the dogs. And then I'm going to go outside. And we are going to do as much as we possibly can before it gets too hot. It's like 33 degrees in the UK, and if you're somewhere not in the UK, look, I know you're used to it. We're not used to it, but I know what you have to do. You have to get up really early, you have to do things very early, and then you have a long gap in the middle of your day. The thing that I struggle with is when I have that gap in the day, it means I tend to do more things rather than do less to make up for it. But there we go. I'm going to be riding. I've got some of the liveries to ride, and then I've got see how my own horse does. Zora had a fat leg. It was very minor. She had a cut from a week or two ago, and I think where we've been washing them more because it's been so hot, it is just a little bit of dirt got in it. So she's on some antibiotics. So we'll see whether she can do some walking, because I would really like to keep going with keeping her active for her waistline, but we will see what she's looking like. And just, yeah, in general, gonna take you with me for my day. As I said, I'm just feeding the dogs, and I have actually got a button-up box code for you guys. You can get 50% off your first 2 boxes. I'll put it here. It's the best dog food. I don't eat meat. I'm actually pretty much a vegan, and I find the confliction of feeding my animals meat really hard, but I know that it's what they need, and I know that it's helped my dogs be the healthiest versions of themselves. So I am going to recommend it, even though personally I don't agree with eating meat. It's a really strange balance that I'm finding myself in, but I'm not obligated to tell you that, but it's an affiliate link, and I do really think that it's helpful for the dogs. The health of the dogs is so important to me. I love all animals, and I'm aware that some animals, even the cats, are completely not, they're carnivorous. Cats cannot be obligate carnivores like us, whereas dogs do need proper animal protein. It's very hard for a dog to eat a plant-based diet. So here I am. And yeah, there we go. I don't profess to be a vegan. I would never say that on the internet. I think it's a really complicated word, but I do eat a predominantly plant-based diet, but the dogs don't. So there we go. Bentley has protein needs. He can't eat fish. He can't eat chicken, probably because with chicken it's so processed because of the way that it lives. But Button-Up Box allows me to do that. They allow me to feed them what they can have. Like Ralph can't have lamb. Couldn't tell you why. It makes him vomit. And then Bentley can't have chicken or fish. So it means that I can choose the protein sources really carefully. So there you go. There's a code for you. I'm going to get on with my video now. I'm going to show you everything that I'm doing this morning. And let's hope that we have a nice morning in the cool weather outside. Also, the kittens and the dogs are playing like crazy now, and it's hard though because we can't let the kittens out yet, so we have to keep some of the windows shut. And like first thing this morning, it would be so nice to be able to open some windows because it is pretty warm. Anyway, let's go. So while the dogs eat their breakfast, I'm going to eat some of this. These are so good. Almond yogurt. Honestly, they make amazing things out of other things these days. And I do think that is a magical thing about being plant-based, or, you know, not eating whatever you want to eat in this day and age, because there's so many clever people out there. They've actually even managed to make milk from not milk. Like it's biologically the same, but it didn't come out of a cow. No animals were harmed in the making of it. Apparently, there's a documentary called Dominion, which, if you really want to put yourself off eating meat, is the thing to watch. I don't need to do that. But apparently it's very awful. It's on YouTube, so, yeah. It is hard doing the horses in this weather, guys. Like, we've had some fans that George got for the gym, and we put them in the barn yesterday, and they made such a difference. And that was something I spoke to one of my clients in Florida about, because I teach all over the world now, via my website. If you want to book a lesson with me, you can do so through Zoom or Pivo. And it's just incredible. Like, I get to have these conversations with people, and I'm like, so how do you do it? Because it's always 30 degrees in Florida. And she was saying how they have fans, and they come in early and they do their exercising, and then the horses stay in with the fans through the heat of the day, and then about 6 p.m. they go back out again. And that's exactly how we have been managing it here. And it actually yesterday was fine. It was 33 degrees, but it was fine. A couple of them were a bit sweaty. We've got some roof lights in the barn which are causing a bit of a problem. Like, because they let the sun in, the horses that land underneath them get hotter than the ones that don't. But we're doing okay. And I'm, learning as I go, basically. We wash them off regularly, but we are all going to have to be more okay with this kind of weather. Like, this is going to keep happening. Climate change is here, whether we like it or not, and whether you believe in it or not, it's here. I'm going to continue eating this and go on the yard. And this has got 17 grams of protein in this whole tub. That's pretty good. You ready to go down outside? Got a new doormat. Isn't that lovely? Me and my friends went to Wisley, the gardens, on our way back from somewhere the other day, and they had that lovely doormat, and I thought, you know where that would look nice? Outside my door. Now I'm gonna have to carry my yogurt with me to go and let the chickens out. We don't normally let them out this early because then the foxes turn up, but we can. We did sadly lose one the other day. Hello, gang. Hello. Hello. Honey is in her giant pen now. Honey is our little rehab who has been healing from double meniscal tears. She'd been on box rest for a whole year. And she now is not on box rest. Yay. Okay. Let the chickies out. So she had been on box rest for an entire year, and now she is no longer on box rest. Hello, boys. And she has got this big pen. So we've used the pen that she was in to create a pen as such, to create like a bit of the field, and it's great because she's got loads of shade, and she's just, it's been great. And now she's been going out overnight, which is even better because now she's getting even more movement. Often the key I find with long-term rehab problems, when you've had horses that are trying to be rehabilitated and haven't been successful, it's often because movement isn't being introduced in the right way, and movement is often the medicine for starting to get things back going again. Like when Zora broke her splint bone, and this isn't medical advice, so please take it with a pinch of salt. When Zora broke her splint bone, she wasn't healing. We started to reintroduce exercise, and then it suddenly was sticking itself back together again. It was quite remarkable. So it's that reintroduction of movement that I have found to be the thing that often is the catalyst for the healing. And box rest has its place. Absolutely, I'm not negating that. I'm not pretending like it doesn't. But it's how you then transition back to that horse becoming a horse that is such an important part of the healing. Because otherwise, hand walking has its place. Of course it does. And we did an enormous amount of the hand walking with that pony to get her back. I'm just looking for my fancy mics that will improve the audio considerably after this. Like that pony, obviously she's still doing hand walking, but we are doing that hand walking as well as introducing movement back into her life. And it's that movement, I believe, that is the catalyst for the body starting to heal itself, which is very, very important. I have retrieved my mics. I've looked in a lot, had to look in a lot of coats. They don't have a setting to you know, find them. I find my iPhone thing so helpful. But anyway, audio should be better now. And yeah, I was talking about rehab, wasn't I? And I think it's one of those things where when you get your vet rehab plan, it can be very, very hard to follow, because you kind of feel like, well, you have to do exactly as they say, which you do have to do, but it's things like, if it says increase the walking by if it says increase the walking by 5 minutes a week, you should increase it by 30 seconds a day or a minute a day throughout a number of days. Don't just add 5 minutes, because that is not going to be a good thing. Right, I need to start getting the horses in. Lucy and Nadine have just been pulling all the beds down. Ralph, what's this? I've just put some dog biscuits in my pocket because Ralph, just a nightmare. You're a little barker, aren't you? And it's too early. You'll wake everybody up. Ready to start catching in? We've got a new gelding arrived yesterday. His name is Buckle. He is Buckskin. He's only 3, but he's come for groundwork training. He's come for learning about how to be a grown-up in a very small way. There's no expectations. We're not backing him. We're not starting him. His owner is wonderful and so on board with the way we do things. And so she has sent him for just 6 weeks maybe to come and spend some time with us and grow up a little bit, have a bit of a detachment from her as well, because they have had a lot of, you know, complicated medical things go on together, and so he is a bit mothered, and so he's come for some mentorship, is the way that I would look at it. It's not boot camp, it's not boarding school, it's a little bit of mentorship. There he is. You've taken off your hat, sir. He's taken his fly mask off, which isn't great. But there we go, here he is. He's been in this field next to these guys. Have you had a good night? Just eating a bit of thistle. These thistles and nettles have gone absolutely bonkers in this field where we've been resting it. Still learning about the grazing. Still learning. This is actually a very lovely boy. He did just try and wipe me out with his own head when I first went in the field. So I asked him politely not to do that. And it's always an interesting one when you have young horses that haven't done anything yet that come in, because they are shaped by all of their previous experiences. So whatever it is that their humans have been doing with them are the things that they know and have learnt. And that's always just an interesting thing to then start seeing, noticing, changing. And it's this noticing and changing that is so important for how we choose to help them, like what it is that we do to help them. So it's that awareness point. I talk about it all the time on my online platform where I share my training content. So you won't really get to know how I train the horses here. I need 2 hands. You won't see much of my actual training content on here. Talk about the methods and stuff, but not really show you the whole thing. But if you are interested in that, then you can head over to the link in the description to my Patreon. But it's that awareness that I talk about, you know, what changes can we make? Are we able to see what our horse needs and start to adjust things for them? Are we able to, okay, they find this harder, I'll do that. They find that harder, I'll do this. You know, it's that sort of awareness that allows us to really train them, and so it's that awareness that allows us to make positive change. Right, I need to put my phone away and be actually useful for a minute, get all the rest of these horses in. I really need some sort of tripod that follows me around, you know? That would be the ideal. So here she is, and we have got actually a reason for using the pen as a fence. Her neighbours that live in this field are rather large and not very gamely for a small pony. You know, they're like 17 hands and 5 years old. One of them's a gentle grown up. He's like nearly 20. He lives with them too, but yeah, it wouldn't be safe. Good girl. You want to be on the video? It wouldn't be safe for her to have just a normal fence at this point, because they are a bit big and pushy, and when she has actually taken her own flight mask off last night, but normally they do that a lot. Ralph, don't get squished, please, by a giant horse. So there we go. My 2 pennies worth on why we've got a big fence up. So as we've now got those 3 stables over there in working order, it's great because it means that Mo and Dee Dee and Indy and anybody that needs them can come in instead of being out in the sun. And we do find that really makes a big difference. They're actually very cool, those stables. I think they must have been an old dairy block or something similar. And so, yeah, they actually are very cool. But the fans that we have had working in the barn made such a difference. We haven't got them now. George put them in his home gym yesterday when he was doing a workout when the horses had gone out in the evening. I need a head collar. And now they're just still in there. We haven't gone and got them. I'm going to go and get them in a minute. But it's incredible the difference that they make, just the air movement. And that was what my client in Florida says. I don't know if I ever got to saying that earlier. That's what my client in Florida says, is that it's all about the air movement. That's what keeps them cooler. Hello. Hello, mummy daughters. Little bindi bindies. I'm going to take Indy to the vet soon to have a look at her shoulder. And I'm going to have Dee Dee's back x-rayed soon to have a look at her back. At the moment, we're just doing nothing, essentially, with them. But you're doing okay, aren't you? You're doing okay. She's like, yes, I just don't know if my shoulder hurts or if that's the way I move now. Still can't get over the fact that Mo has a whole tail. The reason I'm saying that, Mo has sweet itch. Seriously. We're at the other yard, and it might be different here with the midges being different, but when we were at the other yard, she didn't have a tail until we started using the Goodbye Flies. And then we religiously use Goodbye Flies from March, February, March, soon as the sun starts coming out, really. And the difference is she's now got a whole mane and a whole tail. It's the most incredible stuff. It's the only shampoo I'll use. It's the only fly spray I'll use. It's completely natural. It's all vegan and cruelty-free and all of those different things. And it is the absolute best product you can ever find because it really has fixed that problem with no chemicals, which I think is a magical, magical thing. Horses are all in. And I'm about to get my first horse, who's going home on Monday. Ooh. He's been with us for so long. He's in his 5-year-old year, and he came to us in his 3-year-old year. He came to us a very long time ago, and he's a really, really lovely, lovely guy, and I'm going to miss him so much. It's been wonderful to have. Lovely Irish. My goodness me, the new horse has got some garlic in his feed. Can smell it so strongly. It's just finishing off a little bit of soupy mash, and I'm going to pop some tack on, go and have my last ride on him. He was obviously completely unhandled, unbacked. Well, no, actually, no, that's not obvious, is it? He was completely unhandled, unbacked, done nothing. He had been at a place in Ireland, and he had just sort of been moved around between fields. I think they're being, you know, with vehicles and stuff, kind of like they do with cattle. And then he came to us, and he's lived with us ever since, and he's an absolute darling. And we're going to miss him very much. Sweet flaggy boy. Hey? Hey, sweet sausage. Sorry, I didn't mean to flap that stable guard in your face. I walked in and the stable guard just moved him away from his feet. Sorry, carry on. Because we feed a completely fibre-based diet, you can ride them straight away. It's essentially just like them eating some chopped up hay. So that is why I'm tacking him up while he's finishing his breakfast, because it is a perfectly safe thing to do. It's when you feed grains, starch, sugar, all of those sort of things, that then you shouldn't. Also, we feed very, very small feeds. If you were feeding an enormous feed, then you maybe want to give it half an hour, but actually when you feed like the way we do, it's actually very safe. Right, I need to put my phone down. I find that really difficult when I'm vlogging to do things, you know, because I'm just saying, I'm going to do this, and then I do it. I don't just actually show you. You're a good boy. You're good for vlogging on, hey, 5-year-old flaggy baggy? Yes, he says. I'm going to get on and have a little ride. I haven't got anybody to take any video of me having my last ride on him, which is a shame. Hello. So I've ridden, taken my hat off for a minute, and I'm just teaching, and this is a much cooler position than I was in a minute ago. Flaggy was a very good boy. My last ride was a great success. Again, like I say, nobody to video, but now I'm teaching. And this is lovely Caitlin and Harold. Do you remember them? Doing a wonderful job. We're still not riding Harold. He's got a lot of unraveling to do and a lot of negative association with having a rider.
And Caitlin is in absolutely no hurry because this is as much her journey as it is his. And so we're still working on relationship, communication, and that's okay. That's what we do. We're also healing his feet, which I think is a big part of why he is struggling. And to grow a new hoof, it takes 9 months. And he's probably grown... Has he been here 9 months yet?
About 8 months, but going to 8 months.
Nearly grown a new hoof. But that is also dependent on the horse's growth pattern and, you know, bioavailability of the growing of the hooves. So he hasn't fully finished fixing his feet. They are in process. He's got some snazzy new flex boots, as you can see. Dealing with flies a bit this morning as well. We haven't had that bad a fly problem in the arena yet, which is nice. Then Lucy is doing some lovely groundwork in her amazing orange bucket hat with Peach in the background, one of our young ones who is here for restarting. So there we go. That's what we're doing right now. Ralph, are you digging a hole? They like dig themselves a hole and then lie in it. That was wonderful, as always. Caitlin and I had a lovely conversation around learning and being given the chance to get it wrong so that then you can get it right. Whereas having that experience of being pushed in a direction where you never get given the opportunity to actually get it wrong, so then you never want to try. And it was a very real experience for her. And that was just really great conversation to have. And it was a really cool moment, so that was really lovely. I'm getting tacked up now. This is Fig's bridle, and she's got this really cool bit from Fager, and look how bendy it is. She absolutely loves it. She is a very, very sensitive young horse, and she is just at the point now where she is being backed. Well, she is backed now. We're riding away, so like the next step. So we've been on board, moving around, been in the arena a few times, walking on board, had a little trot under saddle the other day up the lane. So she's doing really great. We have got lovely Fig, who brought some breakfast, and another one of the big young horses. Lucy and I are going through our basic groundwork, and then I'm going to have a little ride on both of them. They're both at quite different stages. The other horse has lived with us for a long time, and I won't put him on social media, but he has been with us for a long time, and we have had him since he was a real baby, like 9 months old. So, and he's been backed already, and he's 5 now. He is same age as this one actually, but we've had him for longer. And this one came to us. She was with us. Look at that poo stone. That's a good poo stone on the head. She does good sleeping, this horse. She came to us last year for some groundwork, and then she's come back to be back this year, and now she is backed, and now we're getting started, which is really nice. Ralph is barking at a car on the lane because he is apparently upset by said thing. Anyway, I'm going to put my phone up and show you some of the groundwork that we're doing. And while I do this, I'm going to talk to you about something that I learned, which is the meaning of the word holistic. I didn't know the word holistic meant what it means. I thought the word holistic meant sort of gentle and, you know, you would use acupuncture and it's a bit fluffy. The word holistic actually is from the Greek word holos. The word holos means whole, and I thought that holistic meant like fluffy and uses incense and does yoga. Holos doesn't mean, it's not kind of just like a term for being soft, which is what I thought it meant, and kind and not forceful. It means whole. And I realised that that's what we do here. It's a whole horse approach. We look at the way they eat, the way they live, the way they're trained, the way they relate to humans, the way they relate to their environment. And it's this whole picture that I think is so important for creating a healthy horse and a healthy relationship with their owners. And it's one thing my osteopath said to me yesterday. He's kind of this, I don't know, he's wonderful. He's more than just an osteopath. And he said, you know, when we treat the body, we are looking for the places in the body where the body can't heal itself. Because we do have an automated healing system in our body. And actually, if we give a horse an environment, a space, a diet, a system to live within, you know, an environment to live within that supports them, they will do those things. And I have seen that. I've said it before, horses heal horses. You know, when a horse needs care, we can of course give them that to a degree, but actually they give it to each other. And I do believe that in a herd environment, in a group environment, horses will heal each other so much. And it's this, how do we help fill in those gaps to bring them back to that baseline where they are healing themselves? Holistic, whole horse. That's what we do. And I absolutely love it. It's absolutely magic. Mind out, Benty.
If you want to get started with the groundwork I practice, having the right equipment makes such a difference. And that's really why I had these rope halters made. I wanted something soft, thoughtful, and properly created, built to last, and definitely not mass-produced. So I worked with one lovely maker here in the UK, and together we chose the best materials and the softest rope we could find. Every halter is made by hand with a lot of care, so it sits comfortably on your horse and feels good in your hands. For me, it's all about creating that soft, smooth, grounded connection between you and your horse, and these halters really support that. They're something I'm genuinely proud of because they've been made with intention from the very beginning.
And then I do turning hind leg to the fence, make connection. Good job. Good girl, you're doing so well. I'm gonna go past the gate and then I'm gonna come to a stop. Yes, I know. I know, life is really hard, isn't it? Yes. Good. Oh, wow, you're so brave. Good. She's so sweet. First trot in the arenas. No chasing, no lunging. Yes. I think this is my favourite part of the job. You think how she came to us, like wildly unregulated and so all over the place, and now to this. Feels like, what a nice reward. It's such a gift that horses give us to let us ride them. Never to be taken for granted, everyone, ever. So pleased with her. Fig's got quite a complicated nature. She's very sensitive, and she learned at quite a young age how to tell people that she was sensitive, and we appreciate sensitive and we encourage sensitive, but it can make her a little bit intolerant of things. Like you noticed a little bit of my legs. She's on a tummy supplement because she has had a bit of loose droppings. But I do think it is just because she is sensitive and she feels everything. You know, horses have thinner skin than humans, and she is a definite advocate for that. But you can see that, you know, when she's going really nicely. It's not like she's unhappy to go. It's just that she is a sensitive horse, and I'm going to encourage her to be sensitive and just nurture that. I'm not gonna kind of stop her from being sensitive. I'm just gonna allow her to be and help her accordingly. Right, I'm gonna hop off her. And I'm gonna hop on that one. It's gonna feel a bit different because he's like 18 hands. So proud of you, Figgy. Officially ridden away. Is that, oh my God, Lucy's literally getting her head eaten by the horse behind her. Thanks, Luce. This is Buckle's very first groundwork session. I'm going to post the whole of this session on my online platform. So what I'm asking for is just that he can look at me, basically, become aware of me. Lucy's just coming in with another horse to keep him company. And in this first session as well, I'm very much just looking at whether he can, like, what can he offer? What is he feeling? You know, he's very, very aware of the other horse. He's not very interested in me, and that's a bit tricky. So that's where we want to get started. So right now I'm of no use, no interest to him at all. So I just want to see, yes. If I can start to get him to come into this area between us. I want him to just focus on this area between us. Can he be aware of the area between him and I? Here comes the hero of the hour, fan delivery. Thank you. I cannot tell you how different it feels having a fan. Right, just got to move all our cars because Old Manor Farm, where've they gone? Oh, they're there. Are here with our sundown delivery, our sundown and our hay. Poor guys, they're going to have to unload all of that. Bentley, what's this? Bentley! So we have to move all the cars so we can undo that, and then I've got to do my own horses. But the only ones that are left, so if I run out of petrol and it's too hot, then I'm just going to not do them. But it is still only 9:10, so hopefully. Am I mad to think I'm going to be able to ride my own horses after? See you later. I'm already sweaty, so who knows. There's a honeybee and I'm trying to save it. And it looks a bit distressed, otherwise I would just let it crawl onto me, but come on. It can't grip the Sharpie. What about a big, giant, weird bolt that lives in here for no reason at all? Oh. It flew back. Why are you trying to fly back to the same problem? I will show you a window, darling honeybee. No, it really, really wants to fly out the wrong window. Oh, stuck on Lexi's ear. Oh my God. I made it. Cars move, be saved. We're back on track. Right, those guys are just getting the last field poo-picked. Lucy and I are going to do lovely Arnie. We are melting, but we are fine. Oh, he's very scared of the fans. Going to have to turn those off and move them out of the way for a minute, aren't we? To ride around, because I need to ride him around the yard. Okay. So we're being very, very careful with Arnie because he has had some very big negative reactions to people getting on board. So that is why we have been doing things in the stable and on the yard, and that's where we get to today. Backwards. Boy, I realise we haven't got very much space to turn here, have we? We can go left. Oh, good. Bend the neck. Yeah, well done. Yep, let's go. Good boy. Want to do a foot sniff again? You remember that I exist up here? Yes. Remember that first day when I got on and he couldn't bend his head? Well, when I leant over him, sorry. This one? Touch? Yes. I got stinky feet, huh? And he was so terrified when I was just at the mounting block. He literally couldn't even bend his neck to move around. And then if you stop a bit, and I'm gonna turn, you're a bit in my way, okay. No, that's fine. Good. Yes. Look at that for a soft neck. So soft he can sniff a bucket. Good boy. If you guys follow me on my online platform, you will have seen this whole process with him of how we've got to this point. And it's been very gradual and very careful, but he had such bad experiences. He was backed at 700,000 miles an hour, and we've had to completely start again. He's been here for 6 weeks, and the whole process is over on my online training platform if you're interested to watch. And I'm just very proud of him. You know, he had huge trauma around carrying a rider being above him, anything being above him, and we have solved that for him, as you can see, and that was lovely to feel him just being rebacked as such, in such a calm, soft way. And I didn't know if we were going to get here in the time that we've had, but thankfully we have been able to, and I'm really, really pleased with him. He's going to go back home soon, and Aoife will carry on his training with my support, and yes, another happy ending, sort of, for a lovely young horse who'd had a really, really hard time. Fans are back on, and I'm going to go and do some bridleless practicing of my very basic stuff with Zora and see how she feels. She's actually okay. She is a little bit sweaty, but we had to turn the fan off when we were doing Arnie, so that's not ideal. We've been really working hard on our bridleless stuff since the last video that you've seen, and it's been going incredibly well. And I was just checking her leg. And it's really exciting because I've been invited to be a part of a masterclass with Will Rogers, Brendan Wise, a lady called Kaylee, who I don't know that, Mia, at Wellington on the 11th and 12th of July. You can get tickets to come along and watch. I'm going to be a student and I'm so excited. And then we're going to be doing talks and all sorts of things for the weekend. I cannot wait. It's going to be so great. I'm going to be staying, taking Zora and hopefully Belle, but maybe just Zora. And it's just going to be so great. I can't wait. Really looking forward to it. Hay delivery done. I don't envy them in this heat. Not horrible. We're just ready for our little haltery ride. And then I don't know if I'm going to do anybody else. There is a lovely breeze now. So when I'm in the barn and there is no breeze, when I'm in a stable where the fans aren't reaching to, it's harder work. But when I'm out here, it doesn't feel so bad, interestingly. But we are nearly out of shade in the arena. We've got a little random bit down there. So yeah, I'm not going to do very much. I'm literally just going to do some reinforcing my stop, my turning, and a bit of like yielding the hind end. That's my plan. All with the help of some positive reinforcement that I'm going to put into my pocket with great difficulty, with Zora trying to mug me at the same time. She's actually very, very respectful of food reward, which is super nice. That sounds like the guys coming back from doing the poo pickings. So that's good. We're aiming to be totally done and off the yard by 11 a.m. It's 20 to 10. So can we make it happen? Can we all be having a shower in a reasonable time after 11? We are on board. Little, gently. Oh. Let's go. So I've been starting with the reins attached to the halter and then taking them off. And I'll show you as well another trick that I've been using to practice while still having the control of the rope on the halter, but without taking it off fully, which has actually been really helpful. Because I tell you what, after that bridleless show, I cannot believe the number of people that just took their horses' bridles off and hoped for the best. So many lucky people. Because it can go really the wrong way. But not only that, it's more that you don't want your horse to have a negative experience, and riding them round, them banging into the fence and not understanding what you're asking them isn't good for them, ever. So you don't need to do that. You need to prepare your horse. You need to do the groundwork. You need to have a good understanding of the basics, which I haven't got right now because I'm not holding my rope properly. before you take the bridle off, because it's just dangerous and stupid. So don't bloody do it, okay? You saw that video, hopefully, and if you didn't see that video of me riding Zora bridleless, there was a whole process that went on, and that's really important. So Mia was saying about being able to have some moving her quarters, like yielding her. Good. But I don't know if I know how to do that. No, not forwards. Yes! Maybe I do know how to do that. Yes! Oh, that was nearly a dog biscuit. We've improved since you last saw us, haven't we? Just feels so much more relaxed now, like feels like she understands, so she's like, yeah, I can do that. She holds herself in such a lovely frame, it just feels like easy, you know? Good. Managed to do a simple change the other day, you know, canter, walk, canter. I don't know if I can do it again. She feels a bit flatter today. Yeah, it's hard. It's when I ask for a little bit of the collection from the rope, if she doesn't have it, she just doesn't have it. And I said the other day when I was riding her, I said, when you don't have it, the less tack you have, the less you can cover up. And I think I mean what I mean is when you have a bridle on, I would just hold her up. I would literally just pick her up, hold her up, and sort of make her a bit. But the reality is, if she's not strong enough to hold herself in this way, she shouldn't do it with me on board. Not properly. Like this canter feels very free range. Oh, good. I just feel like my girth is suddenly horribly loose. It is absolutely swinging in the breeze. I was just cantering then and I thought, oh, my saddle feels weird. My girth, just not even close to being done up. Lucy, would you be so kind as to do my girth up a bit? Maybe that's why I couldn't ask her for collection, because my saddle was going to fall off. Well, that feels better. Oh, one day it'll get me. It'll stay on my headstone. Should have tightened her girth. Why are we running off on this rain then, huh? Oh, whoa, whoa. Whoa, whoa, don't drag me. Interesting. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to do something easy. Whoa, whoa. Yeah, whoa. Don't run. Don't run. Oh. Oh. This is the hard thing I find with her. She gets kind of hot, as in not physically hot, like hot, spicy hot, like off my leg, really connected, engaged. And then when you don't have a bridle, that's hard to harness. It's hard to like connect and gather. And it just doesn't feel great, you know, when you don't have a bridle on. I haven't quite got the cues yet for that to feel controlled or nice. So I'm just going to go back to riding transitions. Like I would like to have stopped by now. Good. That isn't quite an emergency stop in that moment. And this is the thing, right? I'm doing this for bloody ages with her and I'm still not there. So if you don't have an emergency stop from your voice, you shouldn't really have your bridle off. And I do have it at the beginning, but it's when she gets a bit spicy that I don't. Yes. And the key is the rewarding repeatedly of this same thing. So I need, when the energy goes a bit this way, I don't think having a stick is helping me out right now. When the stick is going, the energy is going a bit that way, I'll just go back to the simplest thing. Just go back to my safety. Oh, be consistent. Literally, a few strides. I'm not going to stop at the gate this time. Yes, and then I've got my brakes back. And this will be how I leave the session. I'm just going to go a few times the other way. Steer left, trot, steer right. Yes. I love her soft face. One more. Right rein seems to be better, interestingly. That feels like an emergency stop again. That feels like I could do that from any moment, situation. Good girl. Well done, Zora. That was great. We did a bit of work on our basics. That's what we needed. Oh, Zora, I love you so much.
So we are just giving everybody a wash.
Done all these guys. Washed. 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 And now we're going to do this horse. We're going to use a little bit of positive reinforcement, which I was meant to just collect, my pouch, to make it a good experience for her, because she struggles to be in the wash bay and have a wash. She doesn't love it. So we're going to use some R positive training to help her feel a bit better in there. Okay, so we'll just do a little bit of coming in, stopping, being rewarded. Yes, good job. You're doing very well already. Go on then. So this isn't the first step that has been taken. This is about the third. She just doesn't love being washed. And then stop. Good. And so we really want to build up gradually doing this. I would absolutely not also condone tying up in a rope halter. She doesn't have a quick release head collar. Her own head collar isn't quick release. Just keep going, you're fine. But the string has been cut, so if she was to be worried, the string would just snap. And so now I'm just going to let Lucy wash her, and I'm just going to be here as little reward girl. Go. So if you had a horse that was actually really worried, you would break this down a lot more. Just come and be in the wash bay, be able to be washed in the wash bay without the cross ties. But this is that next step. Going really well. Good girl, Willow. Once again, if you want to learn more about the way we do things, go to the link in the description. You are also supporting what I do and being able to show up on YouTube and stuff. Clicker has such a satisfying click to it. Like it's really good noise. Right, this might be a bit of a test. It'll be interesting to push her over and see how she... Yeah. And then one back. Yes, that is very biddable of you. I sometimes think that having the boundary of the rope is actually, obviously the work as her owner and I have been doing is huge, we've all been doing has been huge, not to diminish that, but I just mean like having a boundary of the ropes, I actually think is nice for them sometimes. Like they know, okay, if I just stay in here, I actually get nice things happen. Well done, that was so fantastic. I'm about to reward her for putting her head in my pouch. Don't do that, everyone, that's not how we do things. I've decided on a job to do, because it needs doing, and the jet wash has been out, so I am going to jet wash the Equitexes. This is such a satisfying thing to do, because they get like a bit of a build-up of like, can you see that salty bit? Like this is like hard salt, so you can jet wash it off. We love a saddle pad we can jet wash. These saddle pads will last forever. I tell you what, they really are. They do exactly what they say on the tin. Believe what you like on social media, but I will never lie to you, promise. And they are what they say they are. Right, let's do this fun job, I can't wait. It's gonna scratch the itch in my brain. So I'm going to satisfy myself washing these. We've washed all the horses off. Everyone is now in. Lucy and I are going to turn them all out late, about 6 o'clock when it's cooled off. Anyway, another lovely day training lovely horses, and I will see you guys for next time. Thanks for being here. Don't forget to subscribe. Bye for now.